This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
I was a big fan of the Punisher series on Netflix starring John Bernthal, one of my favourite actors. I was in Trago Mills with my wife and child and saw this shirt and thought, yeah, I like the Punisher. And then I got home, said to my mate, Deep Impact, do I remember seeing this shirt used in some weird way? And he pointed out that it was co-opted by the Proud Boys. So I can't really wear this shirt anymore, can I? Brilliant. Right, anyway, so there's going to be some videos that you've probably seen yesterday, maybe even today, and I might even be one of the people making these videos soon, about kind of the newest, latest modeler, and yeah, you're going to hear people saying the normal sorts of things about these bits and pieces. However, there's one unique thing that still Line 6 is kind of top of the table for. I've been a big fan of Helix for many years now. And surprisingly, 8 years in, still Helix is the only one that can basically run a full version of itself in VST format or in hardware. And I think that's kind of quite a big thing. I've made quite a lot of use of it recently. I've actually been recording DI quite a lot of the time, but it's really useful to know that I can then put that preset, once I've made tweaks, back onto the HX Stomp and have the sounds that I want, and these aren't as expensive as most other things on the market, so I kind of find it interesting from that point of view. Do you ever use Helix Native or HX Stomp? Let me know in the comments. Still, I think one of the best ways to get into modelling if you're considering it, because it may not work for you, and the things that you find wrong with the HX Stomp quite possibly are going to be similar to the things that you might find that mean that you don't necessarily get on with one of the more expensive units if you were to buy one of them too, because modelling sounds like modelling still, basically. So our trusty Helix native here, I'm going to just show you the settings for what I dialed in there. So first of all, for our cleanish spot of stuff, we've got a red squeeze, which is your dynamic comp, Dynacomp type thing, sensitivity 3.8, mix 83, and giving us quite a boost into the front of our litigator. The drive here down at 2.2, bass at 6.2, mids all the way up at 10, treble at 6.8, presence at 3.4, channel volume at 9.7, and our master at 7.6. Then giving ourselves a bit of a low end heft upgrade, 149 Hz, plus 10.5 in a low high shelf. Then we're using the 4x12 Kali V30 with the 67 condenser, 5.6, distance 1 inch, and a high cut all the way down at 3.8 Hz. Then we're using a dual delay with my normal kind of settings, except the delay is taken down to 14%, quite low for me, and left time 375, right time 500, and no mods. And then we're going into the glitz with my normal settings, except again a little bit lower, 15%, decay 5.1, pre-delay, etc. Now, the cool thing is that basically that gives me that sound. Edge of breakup-y stuff. Now here's where this video kind of started off, and this is what's so cool. So this basically started out, I was just dialing back essentially a preset that it already existed, but so I've just taken off that red squeeze, I've turned on the top secret OD, but it's kind of lower settings than I would normally have, 5.5 and 8.3 level. Going into the litigator, again, this is kind of lower settings than I would normally have, 6 on the gain, 5.6 on the bass, treble and presence still off, channel volume at 9.8, master at 5, and yeah, then that gives you this. So that's on my neck. And I'd have never arrived with that tone with another modeler, because it's just, I'd have been stuck with my normal presets, which have been Eric Lead. But because I was recording in DI, I'm able to experiment with this and find new tones that are a little bit different for me. This is a bit less gain than usual, a bit more potentially touch sensitive than usual. And less delay and reverb than usual, and this is something that really still at the moment is only really possible within Helix world. Then burn is essentially kind of going closer to what my normal kind of lead tone would be. And then once I've got that dialed in, as yeah, the difference is quite. When I've got my listening hat on rather than my playing hat, it's kind of a bit of a different way to tweak stuff, and I find it really quite useful. And you don't have to be kind of stuck with the the tones that you've burned to the record, basically, because you're recording in this more flexible way. You could also jump into other plugins, of course, but those other plugins in general can't be transferred back to your actual hardware. So this is just one aspect that I think the rest of the modeling world still kind of needs to kind of get up to pace with. IK Multimedia with the Tonex can run in both hardware and plugin form, but yeah, it's time for Neural DSP, Fender now, and the other folks to get their act together, I reckon, because this is an area of tweaking and all that sort of stuff that I think remains a little bit underserved, to be honest. I'll catch you in another video soon. If you want this preset, Alan Hines Lead is what I've called it, because that was kind of the inspiration there. I'll drop that up into the Gumroad folder if you want to try it, and cheers for now.